Hello everybody, I am Maggie and thank you for joining me on my channel 8. I am Maggie. I really appreciate your support and coming through to see what we can build here, what positive energies and thoughts and heart coherences and body, mind, spirit connections we can put out to this universe, because in this quantum field we are all connected. So, what are we doing on this channel? We are doing a beautiful slow crawl through Excuses Be Gone by Dr. Wayne Dyer. Now, why? Why are we doing this? Because it is a book on how to change lifelong self-defeating thinking habits. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you even pick up one tool in this book, which is loaded with literally thousands of tips, if you pick up one, it could change your life. And since we are all game changers, not only are we changing our lives, but we are changing the lives of those around us too. So with that, let's get to it. We are currently in part 3, Excuses Be Gone Paradigm Shift. We are moving more into the action state. So we are in chapter 11, the new way of looking at changing old thinking habits. And I'm going to pick up where I left off last. So where we were at is he was giving 7 core ideas for eliminating excuses. We had covered the first one, which was remove any and all labels. We're hitting up, let's see. We will be hitting up 2. Okay, converse with your subconscious mind. I refuse to accept the idea that we have an unconscious mind that defies us by being completely inaccessible. To me, this is a prescription for believing that for the major portion of our lives, we're controlled by unseen and unavailable forces residing within us. I recognize that we're often totally unaware of why are we behaving in certain ways, but this implies that we have no choice in the matter. So what he's trying to say here is be empowered. Even if it's laying on the level of the subconscious, we can get to it and we can change it. Awareness is a simple key for alleviating the condition. Have regular conversations with your subconscious. Remind it that you don't want to go through life on automatic pilot. Discuss your unwillingness to be a victim of the whims of that ghost in the machine of your body. Okay, the whims of the ghost in the machine of your body, whose orders originate in the mind viruses and thinking habits that were programmed into it by people who are either long dead or no longer playing a role in your adult life. So please really take that one to heart. Please think about, even if people are still in your life, if they are speaking death and negativity into your life, it's time for a reality clearing. But this brings up a wonderful point where he says that people, mind viruses and thinking habits that may have been programmed into you by people who are not dead, or they're no longer playing a role in your life, please self-evaluate and look. If it's people who are passed away, if they're people who no longer play a role in your life, or if there's people playing a role in your life and it's not positive, then we need to do the things that we need to do to be sovereign and move into a positive direction in the higher order values. I usually tell my own habitual mind things like this. I know that I have some really silly leftover habits that were instilled in me long time ago, and I want you to know that I'm no longer interested in having my actions dictated by you. Very powerful. I'm bringing all of those old habits and thoughts to the surface, and I'm going to make a conscious effort to be more aware of all aspects of my life. Great self-talk there. We want to bring all parts of ourselves on board. I have a conversation like this recently regarding my inclination to misplace my keys. I treated the ghost inside of me that always seems to place my car keys in difficult to find locations as if it were a real person. While this may seem like an insignificant little habit for me, changing it was huge. And to this day, I rarely misplace my keys. So that awareness, right? Initiate a conversation with your subconscious mind in which you make it clear that you are not going to let that part of your life be run by an invisible stranger who acts and reacts on the basis of mimic or genetic programming. Instead, decide that you're no longer going to allow or excuse behavior from an unconscious part of yourself. And I would also like to encourage that while you're being firm with yourself, be kind to yourself too. You don't need to get into some type of religious type of punishment or some legalistic type of punishment. You just need to be firm, speak to yourself, and be supportive in the process of the change. Okay, now we're going to go on to 3, beginning the practice of mindfulness. So these are the 7 core ideas for eliminating excuses. We're on 3 now. Begin the practice of mindfulness. We've been hearing a ton of mindfulness. I know pretty much everybody if you're here, and if you're not here, no worries. Mindfulness is one of the big buzzwords now. Okay, so here we go. As you head into the seven chapters that identify a new paradigm for ridding yourself of excuses permanently, I encourage you to begin a practice of being more mindful. This is, in fact, what I did to end my lifetime habit of being forgetful, particularly when it came to where I placed my car keys. At one time, I simply excused my can't find my keys behavior with this label: I'm forgetful. I can recall both my mother and my wife often exclaiming, "Oh, that's Wayne, our absent-minded professor." Memes buried within my subconscious became useful excuses for explaining my habit of being forgetful. But then I discovered how to be mindful. I began to practice being conscious of what I used to do unconsciously, and it worked. Each time I came into the house, I made a decision to be aware of my keys in my hand, to feel the texture and the shape of each one of them, to hold them with awareness and to listen to the jingle-jangle sound, and then place them in a special spot reserved just for them. And lo and behold, an old unconscious habit had been brought to the surface and into my conscious mind, causing that old excuse of being forgetful to be eradicated. On the rare day where I can't find my keys now, it only serves to reinforce my commitment to stay mindful. By the same token, there was a time when my yoga practice could deteriorate into becoming a boring routine, and I'd become frustrated with myself, or while swimming in the ocean, running along the beach, or even sitting and writing. I could get lost in my old forgetfulness and lose sight of the glorious feelings that were available in all human activity. I found that practicing mindfulness in many ways through my day helped immensely. I really think too, I just want to add there that this is a wonderful tip in such a time as this. Many people have been hit with COVID and with financial changes and family changes and medical changes. And there is almost like a need to sort of exit the body and be outside, as schizoid, as you would say in Brennan's School of Light. But the bottom line is to be separate of oneself. We really want to come into our full self, and we want to be present as much as possible, and we want to be kind, and as he's saying here, mindful. In his book, The Miracle of Mindfulness, Thich Nhat Hanh advises us on this practice. The Sutra of Mindfulness says, when walking, the practitioner must be conscious that he is walking. When sitting, the practitioner must be conscious that he is sitting. When lying down, the practitioner must be conscious that he is lying down. The mindfulness of the positions of one body is not enough, however. He must be conscious of each breath, each movement, every thought and feeling, everything that has any relation to ourselves. And that's kind of what I'm getting at too. Some people are choosing not to be mindful because the present state is too painful. But I'm wanting to tell you, just breath by breath, be aware. Like he says, as you walk, as you lay, as you breathe. And as you just commune with the all, you have that love and support. So take it easy, take it slow, and continue to come forward. These days when I swim, I experience my arms moving, my legs kicking, my shoulders stretching, my feel and taste of the salt water, my fingers cupping and moving the water, and my breathing and my heart rate. All of it. Practicing mindfulness has taught me how to be in the moment and to find myself as well as my keys. That makes me think of a story Moby Ho, a Vietnamese scholar who translated Han's book, tells. As I sat down to translate The Miracle of Mindfulness, I remembered the episodes during the past years that had nurtured my own practice of mindfulness. There was a time I was cooking furiously and could not find a spoon. I'd sat down amid a scatter of a pile of pans and ingredients. And as I searched here and there, Thay Han entered the kitchen and smiled. He asked, "What is Moby looking for?" "Of course," I answered, "the spoon. I'm looking for a spoon." And Thay answered again with a smile, "No, Moby. No, Moby is looking for Moby." What a cute story and what a meaningful story. So we're going to work on conversing positively with our subconscious mind and having these conversations that may be needed to draw that which we need to know more about. And then we will also going to begin practicing mindfulness. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. I'm hoping that you are having a wonderful morning, midday, evening, or night. And I just thank you for your support and for being so wonderful, amazing, lovely, beautiful, and beloved. All right. Thanks for joining me, and you know what's next. Peace in, peace out.